Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where I realized after we launched the landing pad last episode, we had Jeb in there. I have no idea why. I feel pretty sure that I put Bill in, but okay. Jeb is in there and is off to Midmas, and we need Bill to go to Midmas. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make a really cheap and dirty way to get Bill up there. We'll rendezvous them and get them transferred, and all will be good. So all we're going to return here is going to be this capsule. Fantastic. And we are going to put on a simple Mark 16 parachute. We will also make sure that we put on something along the lines of a couple of drogue chutes. So we would actually want these guys here. And I'll just put that there. It's a little bit overkill, but we'll recover it, so it's fine. Below this, I do want... Does this have a reaction wheel in it? Yes, it does. Okay, below this, I want to make sure that we have... not one of these, but rather I want to make sure that we have a remote guidance unit down here of the correct size. There we go. And we will be returning that. Fantastic. Then we'll have a decoupler here. And of course, the remote guidance unit is for the purpose of... That's a 1.2. Yeah, that'll do. The remote guidance unit is, of course, for the purpose of actually controlling the vessel. So that'll be fine. And then we'll have a bit of a maneuvering stage up here. I think all we need here is a simple T400 along with a poodle. This should be, or not a poodle, rather a terrier. This should be plenty. Now we don't have any power generation on this, so we'll just put a super simple power capsule on here. This one is actually retractable. So we're going to do a retractable one. That'll be fine. And we'll just mount that, say, here. We'll move these up to here, like that. Fantastic. Then we will go ahead and do another decoupler here. And then we'll do, like, a pair of T800s. So something along the lines of... Not that. Not that either. Something along the lines of this. And the question is, what's this thrust to weight looking like? So we want this to be probably a swivel. Good old-fashioned swivel. And this is going to be simply 1.15 thrust to weight. That's not very much, in all honesty. We could scale this up. That is something that we could do. We could just do like a single Jumbo 64 tank. Put like a fuel adapter in here. This is Mark 3 to 2.5 meter. What I really want is... Actually, Mark 2 to 1.25? No. I want a Rockamax brand adapter. Unfortunately, Rockamax brand adapters do not carry fuel, I believe. What one is the Rockamax brand? It is not this one, I can tell you that. We'll just do adapt like that. Here's the Rockamax brand adapter. So yeah, it doesn't carry fuel. It only weighs 0.1 tons, so that'll be fine. And then we'll just put in something along the lines of a mainsail here. That'll be more than enough power to lift this. Oh yeah, that's a lot of power, actually. To the point where we might want to back that off from a mainsail to be like a skipper instead. That's 1.33, a little on the low side, actually. So, I guess we'll do a mainsail, but this is a lot of power. Overall, this should be quite a good amount of delta V here. This is not the greatest thrust to weight up here, but it should, in theory, be okay. I want to check this over Kerbin. And then this is stage 2. Oh yeah, that should be absolutely fine. This is more than enough. I'm not even going to bother saving this craft. This is just to go up and transfer our crew. Want to make doubly sure that we've got Bill in here. Indeed we do. Fantastic. And this should be all we need. I don't think we even need a KER on this. It's pretty unimportant. We are not going to dock up. We're just going to do an EVA spacewalk transfer. So let's just launch this. And off we go. In theory. We're going to have to catch up with Jeb, of course. And that's fine. but let's get this on up there. And this is going to be a lot of delta V. I'm actually not going to throttle this all the way up. We're going to try this at, say, 2/3 throttle. Something like this. Double check the staging just to make absolutely sure. Yep, that all looks good. So we're at 2/3 throttle right now. And let's see what that's like as far as thrust to weight goes. As far as actual attitude control here goes, we might be a little bit on the spicy side. But let's just go. Okay, that's about 2.0 thrust to weight. I'm actually going to drop this down to like half thrust. Okay. That's fine. It's definite overkill on the thrust. There's no doubt about that. And let's just slowly make our way on over. I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about aerodynamics in this. This is not a simulated launch, by the way. Okay. So we're just slowly making our way over. Wait, we do have a KER on here? Why do we have this data if we have... I don't think I put a KER on this. Is that included in the remote guidance unit? Maybe, I suppose. I guess I could see that being the case. Okay, well, let's just go over here. And I'm not throttling this up further yet. I don't think there's actually a reason to. Our apoapsis height is looking good. Our overall speed is looking fantastic. I think this is just fine. So if this includes a KER in the remote guidance unit, that is definitely something that I'm interested in knowing. Because I did not put a KER on this. But we've got the KER data. I wonder if that's a bug or if that's just something that it's supposed to do. We're going to take this up to 85 kilometers. There we go. And we are going to go ahead and do something along the lines of this. Get ourselves into orbit. Excellent. How's that looking? Yeah, that's fine. We'll go ahead and go to the maneuver node. And once we get up out of the atmosphere, we are, of course, going to extend our solar panels. But we're not quite at that point yet. So let's just coast our way up. Fantastic. We are, of course, going to be out of the atmosphere in about 10 kilometers. And we're about 1.5 minutes from apoapsis. All looks good. Our thrust to weight continues to get better and better. This is not shocking. And our delta V is going to be snapping up in a bit. Okay, so that's our final our final delta V there. T-minus 8 seconds is when we want to commit to this burn. And that is okay. We'll go ahead and warp towards T-minus 8. And we'll burn this now. Off we go at an incredible speed. Look at that thrust to weight. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This is probably, well, this is definitely an overpowered first stage. We already knew that. Okay, how are we looking here? I'm just going to burn this very, very minorly until we're in orbit. There we go. We'll save the remaining DV. And, of course, we are going to go ahead and do our inclination change. So we'll set Minmus as our target. And I want to double check that this is Bill. Yes, this is Bill. Good. Okay, so at the ascending node here, we will go ahead and bring this on down. Fantastic. Set up our inclination, and yeah, that's a little overshoot. That's a little undershoot. Okay, something along the lines of, close enough. That'll do. Okay, we'll go ahead and physics warp as we turn our way over there. Oh, right. We need to extend our solar panel. Let's go ahead and do that now. These are, of course, retractable, and when we bring Jeb back, we will retract it. And let's go ahead and warp over to this position. Fantastic. T-minus 5 seconds is when we want to burn this. And so we will burn it. That was a little early. We'll burn it now. Okay. And off we go. the actual spacecraft here. This is kind of awkward in terms of the angle of the solar panels, but it's okay. Okay, we're just going to burn the remainder here. That's probably good enough. Close enough. Okay, so next we're going to head off towards Minmus. Now, this is the previous path that we took. We're probably going to have to shoot a little further here. And you can see there the pad builder is on its way. And we're also going to need to be on our way. That is acceptable. I think we will definitely accept that. Okay. So, that is going to be in about 17 minutes that we will burn that. We are in position. And we will begin that burn at T-minus 22.5 seconds, right? No, 27.5 seconds. Math is hard. So 27.5 seconds is when we are going to be burning this. We'll go ahead and... why am I physics warping? We're going to go ahead and regular warp over towards 27.5 seconds. And we'll burn that right... now. And off we go. Fantastic. Bill is on his way. Wait, is this the second time Bill overslept for a launch? No, that was Bob before, wasn't it? It's hard to remember. Wonderful. So off we go to Minmus. This is definitely not the orientation I would have liked these solar panels to be in. It's just kind of wacky. Probably should have put them... well, no, I wanted to recover them. So it's actually fine. Yeah, completely okay. We'll have plenty of Delta V to do this maneuver. This is not going to be an issue. So we will just get ourselves this orbit here, about another 100 meters per second to burn. And let's just bring it on in. Good enough. And once we are here, that's going to be in about 10 days. Then we're going to do a maneuver kind of like a minimal braking maneuver. Like that. Okay. So now at this point, we need to switch over to the pad builder. And with the pad builder, we are going to orient to this maneuver node. This node is in 7 days, and that's fine. So we will go ahead and burn that as soon as we arrive. We'll go ahead and move forward 7 days here. Fantastic. We can see here our untitled spacecraft slowly making its way up. Excellent. And here comes Minmus. Fantastic. And we are going to burn this at T-minus, let's see here, 59 seconds. So 39.5 seconds. No, 29.5 seconds. Math is so hard. Okay, so we're warping towards T-minus 29.5 seconds, and we will burn that. It's kind of hard to see right now, but we will burn that now. Okay. So we're going to get our brake going here, and there's not actually a separator here, so that's completely okay. We are, of course, going to be having Bob switch over to this. What is actually in this? That's strut connectors. Okay. So we will be braking here, and then we'll switch back to did I say it was going to be Bob in this? It's going to be Bill. And then we're going to switch back to Bill as soon as we're done with this particular burn. This is such a Frankenstein of a craft. I hate it so much. Okay, about 40 more meters per second here. I do want to check our thrust to weight. Oh yeah, that's absolutely fine. Fantastic. We did know that that would likely be the case. And we're going to go ahead and stop the burn there. That's good enough. Fantastic. Now, we will switch over to this craft. And I'm wondering if we're actually having a rendezvous here. Although we definitely should be. Yeah, we definitely are. Okay, sounds good to me. We are going to hop over to that maneuver, and we're going to warp to it. That's about 2 days away. And there's Minmus. Fantastic. And here we come. T-minus 4 seconds is when we want this burn, and then we'll do a rendezvous. And we'll burn this now. Excellent. It's just a pure retrograde burn, and I want this to be a minimal retrograde burn. So we'll do something like that. Okay. Next up, we want to set not the space station core, but the pad builder as our target. Now we can see that we have a pretty big inclination difference. That's reasonably okay. I don't really want to do too much with that right now. For now, I want to set Minmus as our focus here. And I didn't want to clear the target, just set the focus. We'll set the, not mining outpost, but rather the pad builder as our target. Fantastic. So we can see our timing here is pretty bad. Our timing here isn't. That's not bad at all. So we'll go ahead and set that as our maneuver. That's only 2 hours away. And we'll get ourselves a nice little rendezvous. And we'll burn this relatively shortly. I am going to warp towards T-minus 0. 0.5 is technically when we want to burn this, but I'm going to burn it a little more slowly than that. So I'll burn it around now. Excellent. There we go. And that is actually a separation of 7.4 kilometers. That's really not bad. So let's go ahead and set ourselves up a maneuver here, if I can get it to go. There we go. We'll do a maneuver there. And that was like 115 meters per second, but I'm mostly only doing this for timing, so we'll do it about here. I'm not sure what the actual decimal was. It doesn't really matter. That's about correct, and then we'll do this on target retrograde, and this node is only being used for timing. Sounds good. So in we come. At least Jeb is getting a fair number of orbits here while we come in. That's nice for him, I suppose. And we are falling. And here we are. Excellent. So our rendezvous is going to be fairly close here. Not close enough. We'll have to do a bit of a get closer maneuver, but that's completely okay. We're going to burn this at T-minus 2.5 seconds, and this is, of course, target retrograde. So let's go ahead and burn this right about now. We can see here, that's the pad builder. And we're going to be a little bit above it, but that's okay. Ooh, I overshot that. Let's not overshoot that quite that much. Let's flip that right back around. And let's match speeds. Now, it's going to drift apart. That's fine. We're going to burn towards the target here. And we're just going to watch this intersect point for an efficiency loss. Yeah, that looks good. So far, so good. We may lose efficiency here pretty soon. The descending node is passing. Yeah, we can see we're definitely losing efficiency right now. We'll stop at 1.5. And then we will warp up to here. Excellent. Okay, and then we will go ahead and match velocity again, and then I'm going to do one more get closer burn. We're just trying to conserve a little bit of fuel here, but we should have plenty to get home. And we'll match velocity like that, close enough. And that's now 1.6 kilometers. We will burn towards target again from here. We will go ahead and bring that in a little bit. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Definitely losing efficiency there. We'll call that good enough. Flip over to target retrograde, and we will warp to here. Excellent. And that's going to be about 200 meters out or so. Actually, that's 147 meters out. We'll go ahead and match velocity right now. There we go. And then we'll burn towards the target and get just a little bit closer, only moving in at about 1 meter per second here. And we'll flip around to retrograde now. And we'll warp while we get closer. Excellent. And we'll just park alongside here. I can't believe Bill overslept. That was very rude of him. Okay, so here we are about 40 meters away. I'm going to, at this point, so I'm going to let us drift a little closer here. We are starting to lose efficiency on this drift, but it's okay. You can see here we're at a bit of a diagonal, not coming directly at it. I'm going to bring us in to about 10 meters out, I think. We might not quite be able to get to 10. Actually, that's fine. There we go. Now we will have Bill go ahead and EVA here. And we're then going to have him let go. And he is just going to make his way over this way, with his destination being this ladder right down here. Okay. So we'll extend that, and he will grab on. Fantastic. Next, we're going to swap into here. Jeb, as soon as he loads up, is going to EVA. He will let go, and his mission is to come up here. Is this the entry? Yes. Okay, Jeb. There you go. Hop on in. Fantastic. And now we will have Bill here. He is just going to climb up. He's going to let go here. And he's going to grab onto here. And he's going to board. Excellent. Crew transfer complete. We're going to come back over here now. We're going to leave this in orbit for the moment. And I would like to see... Let's see, what is the prograde velocity here? It's going that way. We are currently here, so we would probably want to burn sometime around here to get an efficient return to Kerbin. Okay, this is not exactly the ideal timing. We'll go ahead and do something like this. Yeah, this'll do. And we'll bring that down to not quite that height, but something more like 50 kilometers. We'll tune that as we get a little closer. Fantastic. So that's going to be in about 46 minutes. We'll go ahead and orient for that. Great. And let's warp to it. Yeah, we are going to leave them behind. That's fine. And we're not that far away. And we're going to burn this at T minus 3.5 seconds. So we'll warp forward. I don't necessarily like our conjunction here. I don't like that at all. I'm just waiting for that to clear a bit, and we're going to rotate like so. Okay. Now we're going to come in here. I'm not necessarily okay with the solar panel. Are we going to clear that? Nope, but we're all good. We don't need that solar panel anyway. And off we go. Okay. It's fine that we lose that solar panel. We don't need it. So we're just going to fine-tune this a little bit. And I definitely should have thought of that, but it's okay. 8 kilometers, good enough. Fantastic. So that'll be a while before we escape here. For now, I'm going to head on over to the other craft. Are we still too far? Yeah, we're too far away now. That's fine. So Jeb is on his way home. We're now going to switch over to the pad builder. And yes, we did lose a solar panel there. I was hoping to avoid that, but we didn't quite avoid it. But we've got enough power here. It's not a problem. So at this point, we need to get ourselves a nice drop in at the mining outpost, and we're actually in a pretty decent time to do that. It's a little dark here, but if we did something along the lines of this, I'm wondering where our actual bullseye is here. I guess we don't see it on the map right now. Okay, so if we did something along the lines of this, that would probably get us pretty close. That's only 63.6 meters per second. It's not like we are short on that. So we'll go ahead and orient over. This is, of course, a fairly slow process. And now we will warp towards this burn. Fantastic. And the warp ends, and we're going to burn this at T-minus 11 seconds. Yeah, we're going to be coming down kind of in the dark side, but it should be okay. So T-minus 11 seconds. And we will fire this now. Excellent. So down we go, and we can see that this is going to rotate under us, and that should, in theory, be okay. We can see right now where our bullseye would be, and I actually want to, at this point, just turn pure retrograde. We know that we're going to be overshooting the mining outpost pretty substantially. We do want to overshoot it a little bit, but this is looking pretty decent in terms of our actual velocity here. So we'll just turn over to here and bring this right on back along this vector. Okay, I do want to get us maybe a little bit more of an angle here. Let's see. Other way. Other way. Fantastic. We're going to physics warp that turn. There we go. And we're going to bring this in over here. Like that. And then we're going to go back to retrograde. And we're just going to fine-tune our landing site a little bit here. Something like that. I want to overshoot it a little bit. So that should be good. And we can see here that our suicide burn countdown is actually a little bit broken. It's a little bit broken. We want to be in surface retrograde mode here. And we're just going to warp to about here. About 2 minutes out. So 1 minute 16 seconds is our suicide burn length. We do definitely want to extend our wheels here. Or rather, not wheels, our landing legs. And we'll just sit in stability assist for right now. Okay. And we're just waiting at this point. We're probably going to come down a little ways away from the outpost. That's reasonably okay. I don't currently see... I don't currently see our bullseye, but I probably will once we start the burn, which I'm starting now. Yes, I see the bullseye. Excellent. Okay. We'll hold it right about there, and I'm just going to rotate us up over this way a little bit. So I want to kill some of this velocity off. You can see there, it's pushing it back out, and that's what I want. Excellent. Let's bring it back to retrograde now. And you can see it starting to come back. It's all good. Okay. Gonna hold here. Suicide burn countdown of 1 minute 15 seconds, apparently, but this is not accurate. Okay, we still have too much horizontal speed. And we're just going to let this come on in here until we are a little closer to being over the mining outpost, which is currently about 4 kilometers away, which is definitely further than we want to be. Okay, so we are going to impact in about 1 minute. And so we will begin our burn here momentarily. I do want us to be on pure retrograde here. Yeah, this is looking pretty decent, and we will begin our burn in a moment. Right about now. Excellent. You can see here the bullseye getting closer. We're passing it now, which I would prefer not to do, in all honesty, but it should be okay. Currently moving at about 38 meters per second, and we are going to continue this burn right about now. So we're going to land a little ways away, but that's not too shocking. We might want to actually adjust this a little bit as we bleed off our horizontal speed. We might want to get a little bit more here, as in, I kind of want to burn over this direction and overshoot it again. We've got plenty of fuel to make this happen. So let's just do something kind of like that, and I want to bring it out over this way. Okay, we'll now flip around to retrograde. And as we pass over the location, we will kill our velocity again. All looks good so far. Currently just watching our positioning. I think we should go ahead and begin this burn now. Nice. Why do I hear fire? That's a weird thing to hear right now. Okay. So we're just going to very, very gently bring this thing in at this point. You can see I'm slowly decelerating here. I don't necessarily want to be, but we are bringing this in a little bit closer. And you can see here we have landed very close here. In fact, I don't think that's fire. I think that's the mining sounds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the mining sounds. So we are, at this point, going to continue our deceleration. And we've landed nice and close. I like it. We're about 90 meters up. I'm going to slow our deceleration a little bit. I'm also going to put us on stability assist here. Okay, I'm actually going to cut our engines right now. And let us free fall for a little bit. There we go. And now we'll start slowing down again. Beautiful. And there we are. We have landed our landing supplies, and how far away are we from this thing? Like, seriously, that's a really close landing. It doesn't even say how far we are, but that's like, what, maybe 20 meters? I like it. So we finally managed to land this monstrosity here. That is fantastic. Now, we need to keep in mind, we do not have the equipment for the arm here, and the sun's going down. So we're definitely going to want to switch back to the Untitled spacecraft and get Jeb home while we wait for the night on Minmus to end. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to get Jebediah Kerman home. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.